live on Facebook. Good morning, everybody. Oh, let me see if I can send that that way.
Is that better?
Yep.
Okay.
Much nicer with our video feed this morning. We're getting all fired up. Big intro music. Because it's Tuesday morning. Our favorite day of the week. Benny's getting it all set. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the 425 Show, your place to be for all things real estate and lifestyle related here on the East Side. I'm your host, Nicole Mangina with Windermere Real Estate. Thanks for joining us this morning. We were chatting before the show about the real estate market here on the East Side. It was a busy weekend. It was very interesting to me. I was out with some buyers over the weekend. I was seeing lots of activity. Several properties in Kirkland that we were looking at went pending over the weekend, came on the market on Friday, and by Monday they were under contract. So I think that's a good sign. It means buyers are out there. There's strength in the market. I also had my listings get quite a bit of activity. We put one of them under contract this weekend. So, you know, the fourth quarter is always one of those like, oh, do you buy? Do you not buy? Do you sell? Do you not sell? I would say right now, things are good. You know, for buyers, it seems like things are coming on the market, and for sellers, things are definitely getting activity. So also for sellers, you know, the excise tax rates change January 1st. So whenever you sell a house in Washington State, you pay, it's called excise tax. Currently, it is 1.78% of the price of your home. Starting January 1st, and we'll put a chart on the website after the show, NicoleMangina.com/podcast, but they're doing a graduated excise tax. So depending on your sales price, depends on how much you pay, what your percentage is. For some people, it will actually be more expensive to sell after the first of the year. So if you're on the fence, now may be the right time. If you have questions, you can always find me via email, Nicole@NicoleMangina.com. I'm happy to walk through that with you and help you decide what might be the best timing for you, whether you're buying or selling. There you go. Real estate update for the week. Check. And now I get to introduce our amazing guest today, Sarah Rose Bernhardt. How are you?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
Good. Thank you for being here. I was trying to figure out the best, like, this is, because you do a lot, this is what you do. You do a lot of things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And we will dive into all of those this morning because you tell us what you do because you'll get it right and I won't.
Well, thank you. Happy to be here. I'm a mover, a maker, and a mischief maker for sure.
I love that it's on your website.
Yes.
Chief Mischief Maker. I was like, oh, this is a gal
I
need to know.
feel like the word mischief, especially as an adult, has like a lot of negative connotation. It's usually associated with like trouble or mayhem.
Yes.
And so with what I do, I always joke and say like I help you add mischief and magic to your life, whether it's through one of the classes that I'm teaching, whether it's through my personal coaching that I do, or I also run a monthly event in Seattle that's called Daybreker, where we add a whole lot of mischief to your morning. So between all those things, I feel like I just am helping people create community and magic and mischief in what they do.
And we all need more of that.
Amen. Especially as adults. Like I feel like it's really easy to get stuck in your everyday routine, and it's really easy to get trapped behind your desk or trapped behind your phone or what you think you should be doing, and as we get older those circles get a lot smaller and it's harder to try new things. So I'm always encouraging people like have a little bit of fun in your day, whether it's 1 minute like having a dance party or saying hi to people in the elevator. I was definitely talking up to complete strangers in the elevator and they were like, where are you from?
Oh, there you go.
It's
got to be interesting because there's some fairly conservative people in this building, right?
Yes.
It's not all radio stations
Exactly.
in the building. So there's all kinds of people you can meet in the elevator here.
It's true. It's true.
That's, you know, I think that's so great. I catch myself, this is often a kind of a weekend thing that we go through in our house because, you know, my husband and I, Gary, we work full time and we've got the kids and it's easy to get stuck in like chore mode on the weekends, right? I mean, I think there's obviously bigger overarching things that you need kind of some mischief in, but it comes up even on a weekly basis of, okay, there's chores that we should get done, you know, laundry and grocery shopping and all that kind of stuff. But to make sure, not only are we having fun, but that we're doing some fun things interacting with our kids versus just shuttling them from one practice to, you know, there's things that need to be done, but how can we make this more fun? How can we connect more
exactly.
as we're doing this?
How do you make the mundane a little more fun? And you know, everyone's got a routine, but how can you spice it up, even if it's just
Yes.
having a conversation that's a little more mindful, or having some fun with it, especially if you have kids. Like,
Yes.
when they see their parents having fun, like, that instills that sense of fun in them. Like, I really thank both my parents for that. They're very, very playful, and they still have a ton of fun in their relationship, and I've seen that echoed throughout my whole life.
Yeah.
So I try to do the same in mine, and it just
love
spreads, right? Like, if you have a little bit of that, someone else catches it, and it just continues to grow. And the East Siders especially, I think, need that.
We
So
can all use more fun.
yeah.
Currently, our extra fun is, we were talking about it before the show, our 15-year-old is learning to drive.
Which can be very fun.
So he is doing a lot of the driving right now, which for the most part is fun. We did have an experience over the weekend where my husband and I were both in the car yelling, "Slow down!"
White knuckling it,
at
like,
the
oh
same
no.
time. That was less fun, but the rest of it was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So he's having a good time,
Well, good.
for sure.
Good, good.
Yeah. How did you get into all of this?
Oh man. I mean, I grew up being very theatrical.
Mm-hmm.
My parents always joked that I'm named after Sarah Bernhardt, the famous French actress. She's
Okay.
actually family, like great aunt. So it's in my bloodline.
Oh, I love it.
To be dramatic. And then the street I grew up on was Broadway. So
Okay.
I was always throwing productions for like my birthday or for holidays. My dad built me a giant stage in our backyard. I had like costumes and lighting. Like, it's always been a thing.
That's and your parents supported that. I think
Totally.
that's
They
fantastic.
were like, yep, you do whatever you want to do. We'll support you in what it is.
Mhm.
And I went to UW, go Dogs, and
Yeah.
I studied dance and philosophy. So continued that like theatrical approach to learning. And then after I graduated, and during the recession, was like, okay, what am I going to do with my life now? I'm going to keep learning. So I went and did yoga school, did personal training school. That opened up the door to also coaching, so a wellness coaching certification of helping people just
Great.
make more mindful choices in the things they do. And then that has just continued to kind of transform. So I've been teaching for years. I teach at Bar 3 in Kirkland. I teach at a sober treatment facility in Bellevue, so people in various stages of recovery, teaching them meditation and yoga, just get them grounded in their bodies. I have personal training clients, I have wellness coaching clients, and then being involved in the yoga community kind of transformed me into doing these monthly events in Seattle called Daybreker.
Yeah, let's dive into
Yeah.
that. I had not heard about
Yeah.
that until I was on your website, and that looks really fun.
It's one of my favorite things I do, because it feels like it ties everything in that I love together in one big event. So it's a global movement. We're in 26 cities around the world.
Okay.
It started in New York 5 years ago.
Okay.
And it was a group of people that were, not fresh out of college, entering into adulthood,
Sure.
had quote unquote normal jobs, but were really missing the nightlife. But they also didn't like aspects of the nightlife, like the heavy drinking, feeling unsafe as a female going out.
Yeah.
Just that culture tends
Sure.
to be a little darker, and it's also
Right.
not sustainable if you have to get up and be a human the next day.
For sure.
So they were like, what if we did it in the morning?
Okay.
What if we did no alcohol? If instead we had like healthy food and snacks?
Okay.
And what if we were really intentional about the energy we were creating so that you could carry that throughout the rest of the day? So Daybreker was born. It's a 3-hour experience. We start with 1 hour of yoga
Okay.
to help be grounded and connect with ourselves, to connect with others. And then it's 2 hours of like a nightclub dancing, but in the morning.
Okay.
So yoga's at 6 a.m. We
Okay.
dance from 7 to 9 a.m. It's themed. It's in a different location every month. And then we have a special closing performance at the end to kind of help wrap up all the energy we've cultivated. And then we leave everyone with like a little intention to carry throughout the rest of their day. So
love
it's a
that.
really magical experience with the theme. Like, people wear costumes, and some people go all out. Like,
Yes.
full. We have had a gentleman, my favorite is he came dressed up as a full piñata. Like
Oh.
a piñata costume, and was throwing candy at people.
That, like, how do you create your own? How do you turn into a piñata?
He took like
like that crepe paper or whatever.
crepe paper
Is
and
that
like
tissue
shredded
paper?
it and wrapped himself in
Uh-huh.
it, and he painted his face. I mean, it was a full production.
I so admire people that can do that.
Yeah.
It's a little. I'm not that mischievous. I'm a little too.
Well, I was
up
like,
for that, but
good
I
on
totally
you.
appreciate it when other people do it because I think it's awesome.
Exactly. And so, and it's like cool to create a space where someone is like
Yes.
wants to go that far on the spectrum. Awesome. I
Yes.
totally am all about it. So that really helps with it's in the morning too, which feels extra mischievous. Like you're
Right.
up before everyone else.
Uh-huh.
So we do that every month.
Okay.
And I feel very fortunate to be able to kind of call upon my friends in the yoga industry or my friends that are DJs and be like, hey, can you come, help me in this
Yes.
crazy wild event that I do every month? And people always say yes. And we partner with great venues in Seattle, so we'd like to dance in places you wouldn't normally get to dance in.
Sure.
So we're at Melrose Market Studios this month.
Great.
Next week, and we're teaming up with Stayin' Alive, which does a weekly disco party.
Okay.
So it's going to be a zombie disco.
Of course.
It's
It's
'cause
October.
that makes sense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's October. So if somebody is out there thinking, I want to go check out this Daybreker thing,
Yeah.
where would they go?
They can find us on any social platform, Daybreker Seattle. You can
Okay.
just go to daybreker.com
Okay.
/SEA, or you can check out Daybreker globally too. What's great is that since we are in 26
Mm-hmm.
cities around the world, it's most of the major cities. So like on the West Coast, we're in San Francisco, we're in LA.
Mm-hmm.
If you're ever over in Miami, they throw really crazy parties
I
there.
can only imagine.
New York does it every 2 weeks because
Wow.
New York
Well,
is
it's
New
New
York.
York,
Yeah,
right?
we're in Amsterdam, we're in Paris, we're in Tokyo. We just launched in Berlin. We're in Australia. I mean, we're everywhere. So it's a global community of like-minded people that just want to start their day early and with magic and mischief.
That's great. And you do it during it's a weekday that
Yes.
you do it, right?
So we do Wednesdays
Okay.
typically because middle of the week, like kind of helps push you to the weekend. And again, like you wouldn't expect something like that on a Wednesday, which is what we like. We like to do the unexpected.
Mhm.
So yeah.
Excellent. And if you're out there listening and this Daybreaker sounds appealing to you, I would totally encourage you to go check it out on social media because the pictures are great.
Yeah.
I mean, it just looks like the most fun, and it's amazing to see everybody's costumes.
Mhm. And
like
it's
you
all
said.
ages. So we
Is
have
it?
we have people bring their kids. We've had
Okay.
little ones as small as like 3 months old. Of course,
Okay.
they have ear protection, so
Sure.
they're fine there. And then he's our designated dancer. His name is Terry, and I believe he's in his 70s. And he comes to every single party, and he comes by
Really?
himself.
Okay.
Doesn't care, and he just gets down on the dance floor. So it's truly all
Really?
ages. Helps bring out that inner child. Helps you find a little bit of that
Mm-hmm.
everyday magic that you can create
That's
for
great.
yourself.
And yes, to be in an environment in where everybody's comfortable in their own skin doing their
Yes.
thing, I think it's fantastic.
Exactly.
That
Yeah.
is really great. All right, Daybreaker. People go check it out. Tell me all about it.
Yeah, exactly. We'll try to get you there.
All right,
one of
we'll see if we
these.
can work up to
Uh-huh.
that. But let's chat about some of your other things that you do with your mischief making. Coaching.
Mm-hmm.
You do wellness coaching and
Yeah.
other things. What are some of the biggest things that you help people with? What are some of the ways that, because I have to admit, I associate mischief with donuts, which really does not usually work into
Ooh.
wellness coaching.
Life's all about balance, man. You can have donuts if you most of
I'm
the time
average
do
on
it.
the balance.
Okay. Yeah, I think, I mean, nowadays everyone's a coach, which I think is lovely. Because I think the more that we get secluded behind our phones or within our small communities, it's really easy to feel alone.
Sure.
And so I always associate being a coach with just someone that walks alongside you and helps you reinforce the choices that you want to make. So,
Beautifully said.
so I'm not there to like, if you want to have a donut, awesome, but don't beat yourself up about it. And, if you're trying to eat healthier, then okay, if you're making a choice for a donut now, like what other choices can we make later that are going to help you towards your goal?
Sure.
So in my coaching, I always try to strive that balance of you're the driver, I'm the passenger that's totally rooting you on. I'm like your fun GPS that's like, yeah, straight ahead, fantastic. We take a wrong turn, we can be like, okay, that wasn't the right way, but what did we learn from it? And how do we get back on track?
Right.
So I try to make it really fun, really partnership driven. Like I have a client right now in New York who just launched his own fitness brand and his own studio.
Wow, that's
Yeah, we've been working
exciting.
together for months, and it's really, really exciting to see him go from working a corporate fitness job to creating his own curriculum and helping him just continue to make good choices that are going to help get him on his feet.
Sure.
And now he's launched and successful,
So
and
exciting.
he's doing great, and just continuing to be by his side and cheer him on, because it's so easy to feel siloed when you're working towards a goal
Yes.
that you feel like no one else understands what you're going through, or you don't know where to turn. So having someone else to echo that for you, or to like give you the information that you need, and just to continue to support you is really helpful.
That's fantastic. And I love what you said about kind of your vision of what you think a coach is, because I 100% agree with that. In that we all get off track, you know. And it's funny, I think people set like, oh, I'm going to be different somehow, right? I'm going to not eat donuts or work out every day or whatever it is that their new intention is. And then something happens and
life happens,
right?
Yeah.
And it doesn't go exactly the way they planned, and then it's easy to get off track and just, well, forget it, I'm just not cut out for that. But the reality is we all get off track. Like, that's just part of it.
Yeah.
And saying that is one thing, but then getting back on track and not beating yourself up is another. And it's pretty difficult to do if you don't have a coach.
Yeah, or you don't have the information.
Right.
Like, you don't know how to deal with setbacks. I think a lot of people, we get in that shame spiral of like, oh, I fell off the wagon and now I'm a horrible person, and it just continues to spiral out of control. But if you can catch it pretty early, and like reframe it, rewrite the story for yourself, it's so much easier to get back on track. And I'm all about the little wins. So it's the tiny little choices that add up to big change. So it's literally like, what's one thing you can do today that's going to help you towards that goal. And sometimes it's just drinking more water, or like going for a walk for lunch. It can be that simple. And then once people start building up that self-efficacy of like, oh, I made a good choice, or, you know, oh my gosh, I totally did that. Yeah. That helps them take those bigger steps towards bigger things.
For sure.
So, like, when I have coaching clients that want to lose a lot of weight before a big event, it's like we totally dial it back to something really, really simple of like, let's look at just every day, what are you doing? Right. Like, we're not going to make any changes the first week. I just want you to document everything you do, everything you eat, everything you, like, what thoughts come in. Sure. And then we examine that, and then we're like, oh, see, there's some stuff, like, even in the day-to-day, that just tiny little changes that start to add up. So, and that to me is very magical, because it is this, like, I'm not doing the work, I'm just reflecting back to you of what you're doing. Absolutely. That's all we need, is someone to be like, oh, I am doing those things, or oh, I could change that pretty easy. So it's pretty fun. That's great.
Well, journaling leads to awareness, and awareness is powerful.
Amen.
It's amazing how little awareness we have.
We're on autopilot so much.
And it just is what it is. Yeah. But that little bit of awareness can make a big difference.
Yeah, and I think what's really cool too is in the world of wellness is like mindfulness has gotten really popular, which I am all about.
Yes.
You know, meditation is really blown up, and it is that the ability to watch your thoughts and just notice and then catch it. So rather than being stuck in that same shame spiral or like negative self-talk, like by being mindful and slowing down and catching it, you're like, oh, I can control that, or oh, I don't have to listen to that, or that is a good thought, I'm going to follow that one instead.
Right.
So it's the wellness industry, I feel like, is changing really fast, and even though technology is part of the problem, I think it's also helping a lot.
Absolutely.
Just getting information out. So I'm in on this wild ride. Whatever's happening.
I think it's great.
Yeah.
Great. What kind of yoga do you teach?
I teach a little bit of everything. At the treatment facility, we're doing a lot more gentle yoga. Like, we don't even stand the whole time. We're seated the whole time.
Great.
And it's a lot of meditation.
Sure.
The population I work with is, you know, coming from detox.
Sure.
So they're going through a lot.
Depleted, yeah.
Yeah, and they're so used to numbing themselves with substances, alcohol, what have you, that just getting them comfortable in their own body is
probably a lot.
Yeah, and in their minds too, of realizing they are not their thoughts, they are not what they used to be, and really being gentle about that. So do really gentle yoga to help calm the body, gentle stretching, just help get their organs moving, and then it's mostly meditation. But then other places I teach, I'll do power. I love the like fiery, fun, like high energy. That's totally my vibe. And at Bar 3, it's a pretty
Those
high
are
tempo.
intense workouts.
They are. They're really, really intense. But they're super fun.
They are.
And what I love about all of that is the community aspect. That's what always keeps me in the fitness world, is the ability to bring people together. Everyone's collective energy rises everyone up. And then you leave with that, and you just, I always feel like I can take on the world after a workout class. I'm ready for anything.
For sure.
So everywhere I am, that's kind of my goal, is just make people feel better than when they walked in. Like, if you can leave feeling better than you started, my job is done.
Excellent. If somebody wants to work with you, whether it's for coaching or what's the best way for them to find you?
Oh man, well they can find me, my website, just sarahrosebernhardt.com
Mm-hmm.
or completethemission.com. That's a family phrase.
Oh, I saw that on your website.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, it's my dad, ever since I was small,
Mm-hmm.
he tells everyone in our family, whatever you do, complete the mission.
Huge, by
Yeah.
the way. I think that's such a powerful thing for him
Yeah.
to taught you.
Exactly. So if you start something, finish it.
Mhm.
Doesn't matter. Just complete it. So completethemission.com, sarahrosebernhardt.com.
Okay.
You can also find me on social. I'm Chief Mischief Maker on Instagram. So you
Yes.
can find me that way too. But yeah, and I'm around. I mean, I feel like
Mm-hmm.
you can find me
Yeah,
at
you're
Bar3.
doing a lot of things.
You can find me at Daybreaker.
All right.
Lots
We'll
of
have
places.
links to all of it on the website after
Wonderful.
the show. NicoleMangina.com/podcast. Again, we have Sarah Rose Bernhardt on the show with us today. Chief Mischief Maker
Oop.
and all around amazing person.
Oh, you're so sweet.
For sure, absolutely. Well, no, you are. I love your take on everything of just being there to be that kind of guiding force for people, without judgment, awareness, and the whole. I think the complete the mission thing is just something that really speaks to my soul because it's amazing how often we give up on ourselves.
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
we do it really on a daily basis,
Yeah.
right? And that thing that comes from completing something, like actually seeing it all the way through,
Mhm.
what that does for kind of our energy and our confidence and just so many different things in life, and the springboard effect of that
Yeah.
is really huge.
Especially, I mean, I feel like I see it too in my close group of friends. I mean,
Mhm.
I have a lot of motivated,
Mhm.
really amazing people that are in my circle, but it's that same thing of when I see my friends slaying their goals, like
Yes.
killing it at work, like just really like setting their mind to something and absolutely just demolishing it. Like it does the same for you, right? You're
Right.
like, oh my gosh, I can do it too, or
Yes.
I want to have that same sense of pride.
Mhm.
And collectively then we lift each other up, which
Yes.
again, the power of community is so important.
Mhm.
And as we continue to kind of figure out what technology, how it fits into our
Sure.
life, I think figuring out how to continue to drive community,
Mhm.
whether it's behind a phone, whether it's in person, like so important. So this is really cool. What you're doing is you're building community this way.
Absolutely.
And using technology to your advantage
Mhm.
to continue to inspire people.
Yes,
So
and to reach a wider audience than
exactly.
you would otherwise.
Which is amazing. And if you
Mhm.
can continue to do that in everyday life, like everyone is going to be so much better.
Yeah, absolutely. The community part is huge. I feel very fortunate to have that in my own life. I've got some really good girlfriends, and we always we're rooting for each other.
Yes.
You know, and we celebrate each other's successes.
Mhm.
And there's never been oh gosh, she did it and I didn't, or like one person's success has to make another feel less than.
Yeah.
We're all there because we've been through the good and the messy in the middle
Yeah.
part.
And especially as females too, I think that a lot of my communities are all female driven too. I always call them goddess circles because we're all goddesses.
I love it.
But going from like middle school, high school, where sometimes girlfriends are very hard to come by because it is that like competitive nature.
Sure.
And then when you're in your college age and that younger 20s, like it still feels very competitive. So it's really great to come out the other side of that and have the opposite of where like my girlfriends, I know I can turn to them for anything.
Sure.
And they always have my back and I have theirs. And we do continue to lift each other up, which I think women can do absolutely amazing things when they work together.
Absolutely. Oh,
Bless
bless
you.
you.
There you go.
Little sneeze in the background from Benny.
Good
Tis
old-
the season.
I know. Drink your water and eat your vitamins.
I
people.
know. We're taking vitamin C and D in our
Oh,
house like crazy
I
right
know.
now.
I'm like, I need to get my flu shot today. 'Cause
Oh, there
I'm
you go.
so paranoid. Because I'm around so many people. I'm like, I can't get sick and I don't want to get other people sick.
Yeah.
Ugh.
No, that's all right. We'll do a little knock
Yeah,
on wood.
knock on the fake
Yeah.
wood.
And I do think there's something to that, like you said, going through high school and watching it with our boys even right now.
Yeah.
It's like you're just trying to fit in. So you get into a group and you're like, okay, I'm into something.
Yeah. And then,
And usually it's a good, but as you get older, you kind of get to select your own a little bit more.
yeah, or you're,
You're drawn from a wider pool.
exactly. And I think, we're all, as humans, all we want is that connection.
Mhm.
We're really striving for it. And when we're younger, we're not sure how to do that. So sometimes we change, who we
Sure.
are or what we actually want to do or who we want to be. And as we get older, you know, we get stronger in our ability to be like, no, this is who I am. This is what I have to offer.
Absolutely.
And if you like that, awesome. Like, come join my crew.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, I'm sure it's really interesting having how 15?
We have a 15 and a 12-year-old, so 7th grade and 10th grade.
Yeah, they're like figuring out how they fit into the world, and then you get to be the parent to, like, you know, you don't want to tell them what to do, but you have to give them enough wiggle room to make their own choices.
So interesting to be on the parent side of it. Like, because I still vividly remember the kid side of it.
Yeah.
But now there's the parent side of it. In fact, I was laughing with a girlfriend over the weekend. So remember scrunchies?
Yeah, I still have one.
Well, apparently they're back.
Of course they're back. 90s are back.
Totally back. But there's a twist.
Oh.
At least in middle school. I haven't checked with the high school. So now the girls, when they wear their scrunchies, if they like a boy, they give him the scrunchie. And that's how you know that a girl likes you. And so I was talking to a mom, and her son came home and was like, "Hey, Mom, can I have a scrunchie?" She's like, "You know it's not the same." And he's like, "I know, but so-and-so at school has lots of scrunchies."
Oh, interesting.
Competition.
Okay.
So there's your little tip out there in the world. If you've got kids in the school, there's more to the whole scrunchie thing.
Oh,
than,
funny.
I don't think we had that. I don't remember there
No.
being any hidden message.
No.
I don't think the
I don't
guys
think
were
so.
into scrunchies.
Boys'
when
hair
I was
also
in
wasn't
high
as
school.
long as it is now.
Yeah,
Boys'
I don't
hair
think
is
they
just
wear it.
as
They
long.
maybe just wear it on their wrist.
Me being
Maybe.
the male in the room, no.
No.
There's no hidden message, at least that I noticed.
How funny.
Betty's going a definite no on the scrunchie.
How funny.
So there you go. There's your Insider 425 tip right now.
Ooh, I like it. Let's keep my eyes peeled.
I know, right? Now you're going to be watching what's with the scrunchies.
Yeah.
All right. Back to coaching. A little side note. Again, SarahRoseBernhardt.com.
Yeah.
If people want to coach with you.
SarahRose. That's my first name. And then Bernhardt is Bernhardt.
Yes.
Yeah.
Chief Mischief Maker.
Chief Mischief Maker.
Because we all need more of it. More
Amen.
joy. More fun. And it's, you know, like I said, even on the weekends, we're finding ways to bring more fun too. Sometimes we're still doing chores, but,
Yeah, but
there's more ways we
How
can do
can you
it.
make chores fun, though?
Yes. Usually with some really loud music.
Exactly. I like to set a timer. Like, I'll be like, okay, we have 5 minutes. We have to clean up the living room as fast as we can. Ready, go. And then, you know, you take something mundane, make it fun.
There you go. I love it.
Little things like that.
Perfect. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having
It's been
me.
really fun. I highly encourage you guys to reach out to Sarah Rose if you have questions or you just need some more mischief in your life.
Yeah.
Or come and take a class at bar.
Yes, please.
Because then you'll be mischievous and look amazing.
We do it all. We do
Absolutely. And if you have real estate questions, you can always find me via email, Nicole@NicoleMangina.com. Take care, everybody. We'll see you next week. Bye.
it all. Bye.